Code Red selected.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Code Red, and I am back with another one. So listen, man, I decided to do something a little different in this video, something that I've never done before, I don't believe, but create a list. Keeping up with the spirit of Thanksgiving and what it means to just be thankful, I decided to create a list of fighting games in which I am thankful for. Now, before we get started, guys, I want you guys to understand, and I'm gonna stress this to y'all. This is not a list of fighting games that I necessarily feel are the greatest, or fighting games that I feel are in a tier of, you know, the best games ever created or whatever. This is not that kind of list. This is simply a list of games that I'm thankful for, and this can be for numerous reasons. So I just want to let you guys know that before we start, I put a game on here that you guys don't like or consider not to be good, or I miss a game that you guys think, and y'all turn this into a list that it's not supposed to be, right? So just wanted to get that out the way, guys. So let's get started. First game, and these games are in no order. First game, Capcom versus SNK 2. Now, I will say this. Capcom versus SNK 2 is my favorite fighting game of all time. Okay, I'm just gonna say that first and foremost. But I am thankful for this game for so many reasons, right? And one of the biggest reasons I'm thankful for this game for is because it was the first fighting game in which I actually realized that I love fighting games. Like, it made me realize how much I loved fighting games. And I've said this before in multiple videos, but this game, it did everything for me. I was around the time, me growing up, me getting into games, I would be going to the Funko Lands, the EB games, and I know I'm saying my age right now, but you guys who know, y'all know, but like Funko Land and the EB games, and I would just go in there and I would buy so many games, like constantly. And so I went through a lot of fighting games in a day. And when I first played Capcom vs. SNK 2, when I tell you it was an instant hook, it was just magnetic, right? I made so many of my friends play me in it. I made so many family members. I know I got on people's nerves, but I was just that hooked. The crossover blew my mind, and even just the music and the way the game was presented was just so cool to me and top notch. I was hooked on that game, and it was one of the games that I truly was like, yo, this is the one that made me love fighting games by far. It was just that game. It was just that game. Going forward, next game, Mortal Kombat 2. Now hear me out. Mortal Kombat 2 in no way is my favorite MK game. But the thing about MK2 that I'm thankful for is because it was the one that caught my attention the most. Now, MK1, when it came out, it was groundbreaking, right? It was something new. It was something different we had never seen before. But I feel like MK2 came in and it basically took what MK1 was trying to do and maybe not necessarily perfect it, but gave a more polished experience, right? It played a little smoother. The roster was bigger. Just in general, the game was... And then, of course, they upped the gore and the intensity. It definitely earned that rating, right? But it was that game, and I can remember I had two cousins, and one of my cousins, he had Mortal Kombat on his system, and they would always try to make us like choose who we want to hang out with most. And I would always go to that cousin who had MK. I can remember rushing home to play after school, and I know being a kid is like, well, what was you doing? That game probably shouldn't have been playing it, but whatever. It was fun. I enjoyed it, and I am thankful for MK2. Pushing forward, you guys are gonna be interested about this one's gonna be interesting and kind of throw you guys off, but Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 to me, and I know it just came out, but here's the thing that's interesting about Street Fighter 6, and it's been done before, but I feel like Street Fighter 6 has done it really well, and that is introduce a franchise to a whole new generation. I'm an adult, I'm a grown up, and I have kids, and being able to play Street Fighter 6 with my kids and see them basically go through these games and like I can live my childhood through them, because the same things that they're doing and the same things that they're expressing with Street Fighter 6 is how I felt about Street Fighter years ago, right? As a child growing up, these are the things, the feelings that they are having is the feelings that I had. So it's really cool to be able to share those moments with my kids. And then just in general, Street Fighter 6 has introduced a whole new generation to the FGC, as far as even on the tournament scene. You have so many young guys and girls who are coming in and making their name in the community. So I think Street Fighter 6, I'm thankful for, because it has opened this door to a brand new generation. And with what they've done with Street Fighter 6, it's going to set them up for another 15, 20, 30 years down the line. They've done a really good job. There's some things obviously the game can work on, but from that standpoint, from that angle, Street Fighter 6, I am thankful for. Moving forward, Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, let me tell you, if Capcom vs. SNK 2 was the reason that I fell in love with fighting games, Street Fighter 4 is the game that taught me how to play fighting games. Street Fighter 4, I can remember when it came on the scene. And first of all, let's just talk about Street Fighter 4 was that game that honestly sparked what we see now. People can say what they want, and of course fighting games had been around, and you know, there were many out at the time that Street Fighter 4 came out, and even before it. But I do feel like there was a point in time where things kind of died down, and beforehand, like, the genre itself wasn't as respected as it is now. And I feel like Street Fighter 4 deserves a lot of credit for being that game that sparked people's interest and excitement when it came to fighting games, that has carried on for years later. Say what y'all want, but that's just what I feel. Sorry. Street Fighter 4 is the one who did it. That's what did it. But Street Fighter 4 was the first fighting game in which I actually learned. Like, I truly learned and understand that there was layers to this. I can remember playing the game and getting online, because this is when online was being pushed a lot, and getting mobbed. It was a guy who played Ken or whatever, and I played, I want to say, like, Candy. And when I tell you, it's like everything I did not work against this guy. And I can remember, like, saying, well, how is this not working? Why am I? This is when I started to research more and figure out, there's methods to this stuff. There's a science to it. There's, things within this game that you have to understand to play it properly. And that was one of the first fighting games. That was probably the fighting game. No, it was. That I literally studied and learned fighting games off of, right? I devoted so much time to that game. And so I'm thankful for that game, because it has helped me to appreciate fighting games so much more and understand them better. Continuing on, and my last game has to be Soul Calibur 2. I am so thankful for Soul Calibur 2. First of all, I think it's the best in the entire series of them. By far. Sorry, it is. It is. And I don't think very many people will argue with me on that, to be honest. The system, everything, the gameplay was smooth. It introduced so many different like mechanics, and just the game looked beautiful. You go back and you look at it, like, of course it's aged a little bit, but it was a beautiful game. And it was the first game that introduced, at least that I can remember, that was really focused on the console exclusive characters. We see that a lot being done with fighting games today, but Soul Calibur 2 was the one that did it. They started that. You had, I think it was like Spawn on the Xbox. Heihachi was on the PlayStation. You had like Link. So this was the one that really started all that stuff, right? And so Soul Calibur 2 was just that game, bro. It's up there with even my list of favorite fighting games of all time, I gotta say. But I am thankful for that game, man. So many good experiences with that game and just great memories with it. So that is my list, guys, okay? That is my list of games I am thankful for, all right? So let me know, what are you thankful for? What fighting games are you thankful for? Or just games in general? It could be anything, guys. It doesn't have to be a fighting game. It could just be a game that you are thankful for, and why. If you feel like sharing that, get in that comment section and let me know. And as we enter Thanksgiving, guys, I just want to tell you, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy the people that are in your life and that are good to you, man, because we know life life comes and goes, and so we got to enjoy those people and be thankful for those people, man. So I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and as always, guys, you know I'm gonna say it, take care of yourself and take care of each other. All right, Code Red out.
Code Red.